sunset, and that'll be it around 6 o'clock tonight. Temperatures right now in the 50s, but some 40s already in the mountains. It'll be a cool night out there, right around 40 in Portland, 30s elsewhere. A lot of right around freezing readings from Greenville up into northern Aroostook County. Interesting statistic about this 40-degree reading. We'll talk about it in brain drops later, but it has been a long time since Portland has been below 40 degrees. We'll be right on that line tonight. So it ends up clear by later this evening. Tomorrow's an okay day, but there'll be showers through the middle of the day and into the afternoon, particularly along the coastline. We clear those out by late tomorrow afternoon, and then we're in good shape for Sunday. Lindsay, definitely the better of the 2 weekend days there Sunday. We'll talk about the pattern change for next week, and as you know, it does include a few little snowflakes in the forecast.
All right, I'll be outside on Sunday, that's for sure. The death toll now stands at 13 across the southeast from Hurricane Michael as search and rescue efforts continue along the Florida Panhandle. Wendy Woolfolk is in Panama, Florida with the latest.
The magnitude of devastation along the Florida Panhandle, staggering.
It's the scariest thing we've ever been through.
Some areas completely wiped away after taking a direct hit from Hurricane Michael. Little left in Mexico Beach.
That is where the ocean rose potentially 14 feet with wave action on top and just shoved buildings out of the way.
People are drawn to this area for its white sand and crystal blue water. Families who dreamed of living in paradise now experiencing a nightmare.
I keep thinking I'll wake up and it's not going to be real, but it is real. But we're alive.
Search and rescue efforts continue from the air and the ground.
This morning we just rescued 2 individuals from a house less than 2 blocks from here.
Teams going door to door looking for victims while the death toll from the storm continues to rise as far north as Virginia. Now the hurricane-scarred Florida Panhandle will begin picking up the pieces in a recovery that is sure to take years. Wendy Woolfolk, NBC News, Panama City, Florida.
And Wendy, have officials said how long it could take to survey all that damage?
I think that it's going to take quite some time. They certainly haven't put a number on it, Lindsay, but because if I can show you one other thing, the rescue teams, the search teams cannot get to certain areas. Right across the street, you can see one of these huge trees. You can't even get down the street to look at those homes. And so unfortunately, they're going to have to take some time, get these trees off the power lines before they can get into these neighborhoods. Speaking of power lines, at least 1.5 million people from Florida all the way up to Virginia without power because of lines just like this. And think about, they're going to have to take crew by crew, pole by pole to get it back on here. A devastating storm for the entire southeast for sure.
All right, Wendy, thank you so much.
All right, well, that storm luckily passed, but it's going to be a while before they can recover. Meanwhile, this is related to some degree, but another dead whale washing ashore on a Maine beach. This after a major spike in dead seals and large marine mammals washing up on New England beaches over the summer. We did that story earlier. Jennifer Erin Blackwell came across this whale carcass this morning in Harpswell. It was laying at the bottom of the stairs on Bailey Island.
Blackwell said the carcass was about the size of a small car. Officials say a distemper virus was to blame for killing or stranding more than 700 seals this year alone. All right, the second royal wedding already this year. Today, Britain's Princess Eugenie married Jack Brooksbank at Windsor Castle. The 28-year-old bride is the granddaughter of Queen Elizabeth. She's the 9th in line to the British throne. But it's the star-studded exclusive guest list that's grabbing our attention because a Mainer was there.
Growing up in a small town in Maine, literally population of 200 in the winter, did I ever think that my life would expand and grow in the way that it has? Probably not.
Dr. Olivia Audrey was raised in Harrison and lives in Portland. Right now, she's across the pond, having just attended the royal wedding of Princess Eugenie with dear friends.
She is the most, bar none, kind, down-to-earth individual I've ever met.
Through her work as a writer and life coach, she met Sarah Ferguson, Duchess of York.
As we began working together, I was introduced to her daughters and various other members of the family who are just as lovely, and we all became very close.
Together, she and Duchess Fergie have co-authored a children's book, Arthur Fantastic, due out in a few months.
I'm really excited about my hat.
We spoke through Skype Thursday night, the eve of the royal wedding. Dr. Audrey, showing me her fascinator, was invited among a guest list that included models Kate Moss, Naomi Campbell, and actress Liv Tyler, and, of course, William and Kate. As a life coach in Maine, she says she works with a lot of women who seek her advice and guidance as they battle illness or recover from a divorce.
People usually come to see me when they are at a moment of transition in their life.
But she says recently her clients have sought her help citing stress from today's political and social climates. And with that, there's one message she's sharing to empower her clients and close friends in Maine and beyond.
As women, we are often looked upon as sources of strength. So at this time, we have an option. We can either begin to argue for our strengths or our limitations. And we can either look at every situation that is handed to us that we feel is out of our control as something that is taking our power away or giving us an opportunity to further discover a deeper sense of strength.
Now, this was Dr. Audrey's first time attending a royal wedding, and while she was pretty pumped about that fascinator, she was most excited to be a part of history.
Let me say this, although I'm on record making fun of royal weddings, I would definitely go to one.
Historic moment,
yeah, like
right?
it would be cool to go to one. I don't think I'm invited, but just in case anybody is interested in that.
I would be so excited if you were ever invited to one. That would be a big deal.
All right, we're gonna check in with Chris Costa next. He's doing our 5th quarter this week.
And some police and firemen tackled a taco challenge. We're gonna see some of the highlights from their eating adventure, and it was all from a good cause. It's not from a good cause, my bad. What's up, everybody?
You know, actress Liv Tyler has a Portland connection, right?
Liv Tyler does too?
She has a Portland connection. She went to Wainfleet.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Okay, I knew that. No, I didn't know that. Wait, that's cool.
Yeah.
I learned all about how Helen Hunt used to have a home here on State Street in Portland.
Really?
And Bill Green was telling me yesterday, she learned that she was pregnant while in Portland one time.
Oh.
Yeah. It was the house where Portland Magazine is now on State Street. Helen Hunt used to live there. But yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I put Liv Tyler in there on purpose. You know what I mean? That was all intentional, Jeff. All intentional. So we're walking to the newsroom, but before we do go, hi everybody. I don't have the Facebook Live thing pulled up yet.
Geez, all right.
I know.
Let me do it on my phones.
On the phones. Okay, so we're just tossing to 5th quarter here, right? Standish, Bonnie Eagle against Thornton. Oh, here we go. Hey, everybody. Christopher's very happy you're back to reading the words again. They're happy you're back to reading the words.
Oh, that's good. Thank you.
Yeah.
I try to teach Luke how to read the words, so I figure I should learn first. That'd be really good.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Da, 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 da,
Did
da.
Jess do a board for me, or no? Because she's doing prompting.
Oh, yeah, she
Did
did.
you draw one in?
She did. It looks good.
Yeah. I think you need the other scenario we talked about today to happen for that to happen.
Keith, do you want to just ad-lib this?
Yeah, what is it?
We're basically we're tossing to Coco. He is in Standish, Bonnie Eagle versus Thornton Academy.
Okay.
So, I don't care. Do you want to start it and I'll just send it there?
Yep.
Gonna get jacked after Steadicam duty.
It's all good.
Is it less effort to just like hold it than to strap the whole thing
They
on?
haven't actually taught me how to strap myself into that, so
Oh.
I just figure unless I desperately need it, I will just
Yeah.
use my hip.
Yeah.
Where's it?
All right, fifth quarter Fridays here, and we got Coco on the road. We almost had a professional anchor today. We sent him out, though, to do sports instead.
Exactly. He is in Standish right now, Bonnie Eagle versus Thornton Academy tonight, and I believe we're at a snack shack, Coco, is that right?
Hey, Lindsay and Keith. Yeah, if you can tell, I got a couple of guests here with me right now. This is part of the Bonnie Eagle student section. They are getting ready for arguably the biggest matchup in Class A South tonight. Bonnie Eagle is 5-1. They lead the division. They are taking on 6-0 Thornton Academy, who's in second. So there are a lot of bragging rights on the line tonight, and definitely a lot of playoff implications. Bonnie Eagle has only lost to one team so far this year, and it's the top team in Class A North, which is Oxford Hills. And last Saturday, TA beat Scarborough, which is another one of those perennial playoff contenders. So again, this is a huge, huge matchup tonight. I want to introduce Cam, and Cam, I'm going to let you introduce everybody else so that you get the names right.
All right, I'm Cam Finney. This is Zach Ross, Bailey Walker, Max Agadalo, Griffin Medore, and Ethan Scott over there with the W flag.
So Bailey, what is this blackout theme you guys have going on tonight? There's quite a tradition behind this.
Well, we've been doing it for a long time, and we just, every senior night, we just wear black jerseys, it's tradition. So we thought, as a student section, we just wear black. How about the boys?
Cool. So obviously all the players on the field are wearing black jerseys, and these guys are matching them. Griffin, what's it like to have such a big game right here at your house tonight?
It's crazy. I love the turnout we got going on. Everybody's ready to get rowdy tonight. We're hoping to beat TA and reclaim that top spot.
Awesome. All right, I'm going to give you the mic, and you give me a play-by-play of what's going on at this tailgate.
Right. So we got some cornhole going on, first off. Out in the back there, we got ladder ball. We've got water pong over here. Let's see. We got Max on the grill out back. That's our tradition too. We like to grill. Get a shot of that. Yeah, we always have a bunch of games going on. We just like to come out here and have fun. It's a good way to get everybody together and get ready for the big game. There's a cornhole shot missed by Jacob there. Yeah, we're ready. We're ready. That's all we got to say. We're ready.
All right. Awesome. Griffin, thank you so much. Lindsay and Keys, we'll send it back to you.
Move that I would do, like, there was a 40% chance we were getting fined by the FCC just then. 40%. And that's an addition to the 10% that I bring to the desk every time that I sit here.
That's true.
So that's good. I give the kid credit. He stayed in the lines there.
All right.
So.
Well, speaking of, coming up, we're going to see midterm week through the eyes of our intern, Maddie.
And also, I've added another job to my resume just recently. I usually wear like the size 2 to 4. That's what it is, I think. That's like the news vanity sizing though, not, you know.
Does she?
That like.
Well, that you wear jeggings?
No, well, probably, but the sizing has changed over the years.
I am right there with Paula. Yeah. I agree with that. And it's different for every single store.
Yep.
Ugh.
See, the way they do it in Europe for men and women makes more sense. It's just by your waist size.
Yeah.
So you know, if you order jeans from Europe, it's like whatever it might be, 26, 30, whatever.
And then
the
you
way
can
they
have
do guys.
them. Yeah. Paul says thank you for the cooler temps.
I think we usually just.
And then it's just straight to weather. So
Okay.
Jess, thank you so much. Yeah, Jim, seals actually had avian flu and phocine distemper. Those were the two causes that were ruled for the seal die-off earlier this year. Emily says, Keith, no jeggings ever. All capital letters. Jim, it's actually interesting. I was on Peaks Island a few weeks ago with one of my dogs, well, both dogs, but one of them's running around, and she ended up coming across one of the dead seals. And she was like sniffing it. I don't know if she got like really, really close, but I was wondering, like, is this gonna have any implications on my dog if she if this seal died of, you know, phocine distemper or the avian flu? Could that spread to my dog? Researchers don't know the answer to that, like whether we're at risk or if dogs are at risk or whatever. They have to do more research. So I was a little concerned, but she's fine. Are we both over here? Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're just tossing to Maddie. Yeah. Yeah. Doot, doot, doot.
Where does Maddie go again?
UMass Amherst.
Oh, she does?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I talked to her about that.
Yeah.
Paula went there.
Did she really? One of my favorite pizza places is in Amherst, Mass. It's so good. They have like mac and cheese pizza, like whatever you want, they have it. It's good.
They've got that's a good little college town.
It is. There's like Amherst College there too.
Amherst College,
yeah. That's where my friend, who I was telling you about earlier today, she was the lacrosse coach there before she went to.
That's a good school. It's really expensive.
Yeah. Her little sister had a full ride there for field hockey, which is how a lot of people are able to afford it.
Sure.
Every kid in her family went to school, full ride, different sport, for sports scholarships.
I should figure that out for Luca because I don't want to pay for college.
It's a fair strategy. It's a fair strategy.
It's not very big, but. All right, it's Friday, so Maddie the intern doing her thing. What she got this week?
She is working on midterm elections. It probably sounds so stressful to students that are watching now.
School midterms. I think you're thinking.
Oh, did I say midterm elections?
Yeah, they just came right out of your mouth.
That's so bad. I'm sorry.
She's
midterm exams. A different midterm E word. Jeez, Maddie, take it away.
Fall. The leaves are changing, the air is getting cooler, and midterms are right around the corner. Last week, I talked about maintaining mental health and keeping up with self-care, and there's no better time to do that than midterm season. On top of all your weekly assignments, you're now studying for 4 exams in 4 different classes, all in the same week. How can you do it? 3 words: organize and prioritize. Use a planner and budget your time. Figure out which classes are most important and which tests have the most work. Weigh your commitments. Skipping that 100-person lecture to complete a study guide for a different class might be in your best interest. Tackling your toughest task from the start will make the rest seem easier.
You know, why don't you get in touch with Craig, like now?
Okay. BJ Roach has been teaching college for 25 years and has these tips for success.
So my 3 tips would be that if you feel like you're falling off a cliff, go talk to the prof. Don't just disappear from class. You can get an accommodation or help if you don't understand the material. The second thing that I would say is there's just no way around it. Midterm time, you've got to move your academics up to the top of the list. That may mean not going out on the weekends, putting your social life second. And my third tip is pay attention to your physical health. Get to the gym every day if you can. 45 minutes on a treadmill is really helpful in terms of reducing stress, getting your mind cleared a little bit, and also will help keep you healthy as you go through the winter months.
Remember to balance work and play. If you're feeling overwhelmed, it may be time to take a study break. And parents, your student is going to be stressed. Don't hover. Send a care package to keep their energy and spirits up. Good luck, and may the odds be ever in your favor. I'm Madison Rayner, and I'll see you next Friday at 5.
The care package made me think Corey Frumkin got a care package here to the station the other day, and I've never felt older in my life.
Really?
Like the concept that his parents are still sending him care packages, which is adorable, but like it's been a while.
They just love him, you know?
I know.
It's good.
So my parents don't love me. Cool. Let's do some weather. Okay. If my mom loved me, she's probably watching. This is a rare moment my mom was watching.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey.
So now Betty's going to be very insulted. That she's watching Luca right now, so she's got her hands full. Yeah?
Yeah, they're here in Wells.
Wells, oh, it's a good town.
Former Maine firefighter.
I think we have like 30 seconds left for weather
sorry.
now. All right, there's the rest of the rain from what was once Michael, now moved away. It just hugged the coast, but never quite got here as predicted. Not much in the way of winds, as I mentioned. The wind field from Michael dissipated very quickly over the Carolinas, and then as it got into New England, just looks like a regular low pressure system. Clearing out over southern Maine, getting into the mid-coast and down east. It'll only get about an hour or so, less than an hour, 40 minutes or so of sunshine before the sun sets here around 6 o'clock tonight. Temperatures in the 50s, 40s in the mountains, and it will be on the cooler side tonight. Most of us getting down into the 30s, 40 even along the immediate coastline over southern Maine. So this is one of many nights here going forward that will be chilly at times as we get later here into fall. Hour by hour forecast showing those temperatures dropping to the 40s, then 30s by early tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow is a mostly cloudy day with a couple of showers around. I don't think it's a terrible day, but I do think you have to plan for the possibility of some showers, especially midday through early afternoon, and then perhaps some clearing for late afternoon. But no doubt the better of the 2 weekend days is going to be Sunday. Sunday starts cool in the 30s, but we end up sunny, temperatures in the mid and upper 50s, and almost the entire day should be sunny, save for a few clouds over far northern Maine on Sunday afternoon. So I think Sunday is definitely the better of the 2 weekend days, although neither of them is bad. All right, let's have a look at our pattern because it's going to be changing in a big way as we look into next week. Nothing huge as far as storms, but a much more active pattern and one that's more troughed out. So that means that we're going to see cooler air coming in these consistent spurts and keeping those temperatures down on average. So here's Sunday. High pressure in place, nice bright day. Now Monday afternoon and into Tuesday, a couple of showers move in, and then another system moves in for Wednesday, and that one is chilly enough through Wednesday night and Thursday morning that we will mix with snow in the mountains. Not going to be a big deal because there isn't a ton of moisture there, but it will be the first flakes we see this season. And those come through, again, Wednesday night through Thursday morning. Then we get a little break on Friday and perhaps another system coming through on Saturday. So we're kind of on this every other pattern where we see precipitation every other day, and we don't get too many long stretches of sunny and dry weather. All right, here's a look at the forecast overall. And look at that, a little snowflake in there on Thursday. Again, that's largely terrain driven, but it'll be cool everywhere in the 40s. And even along the coastline, there'll be no snow, but highs only around 44, 45 on Thursday. So we've begun our downward trend that usually ends with winter. So, you know, there it is. Again, the weekend, not bad. I think Sunday is a nice day, but there is nothing anomalously warm like we had this week where we had a couple of 80s. I think it's safe to take the AC out. I usually wait. This is about it. I think this is about it.
Well, you just answered the question that a lot of people on Facebook are asking about the snow. So
yeah, it's not a big deal, but it's flakes.
Should just be on our radar.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Keith.
I'm still here.
Talk about a fun time. Portland police officers and firefighters taking part in a taco challenge this week. The Battle of the Badges Taco Contest is hosted by Margaritas each year. It donates $250 to the winning team's charity of choice. 6 Portland PD officers competed against 6 Portland firefighters. The police department won. Margaritas donated $250 to Canines on the Front Line, which is a great charity there. It's an event they do every October. You know a little bit about that organization because you host the event for them.
We did something for them last year. Yep, we raised money for them last year. Good organization. Anything when you get to dogs and it's a good situation. Yeah.
All right, nothing says fall like a good corn maze, and in Levant, there's an award-winning one. Easy to find your way in and out from this vantage point up in the sky.
Yeah, this is the corn maze at Chirurgy Family Orchards, named a top 10 corn maze in the nation by USA Today. There are more than 500 of these mazes across the nation, so it had a lot of competition. This one here in Maine covers 4 acres and is made from 60,000 corn stalks that stand about 10 feet tall. I find these a little stressful in a weird way.
Yeah.
They are cool, but you got to do it like in the middle of the day so you don't feel like you have to get out of there.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
When the sun's setting, pressure's on.
They
you don't want to be there in the dark.
escape corridors now because people like get weird about it and whatnot. There's a place that is it's like a haunted maze in Lebanon, Maine. That's unbelievable. I love
it's a good one? They go all out?
It's a scary one. They can't touch you anymore.
Oh, anymore? Oy.
Well, I think back in the day, on a haunted house, they could touch you, and then it got kind of lawsuity, so they stopped doing that. But yeah, so now they have to scare you like the old-fashioned way.
Very good. All right. Well, a lot more coming up on News Center Maine at 5:30. Pat Callahan has a preview. Hey, Pat.
Hi, Lindsay and Keith. It's a potentially damaging story less than a month from the election. Republican candidate for governor Sean Moody is speaking out about a sexual discrimination claim filed and settled a dozen years ago by a former employee, which resurfaced in a report by the New York Times today. Don Carrigan will fill us in on what's at stake. And if you're going to scare people on Halloween, you might as well go all the way. We'll get some tips from a woman who really knows her gore. That and much more straight ahead on News Center at 5:30.
All right, Pat, thanks. You can't wait to see that one.
I like that. Pat and I are both Halloween enthusiasts. So, yeah.
Okay.
We're into that.
All right. Brain drops when we come back.
All right.
Lawsuity.
Well, you know what happened.
I love that word.
Of course, is like they'd come out of the corners and inadvertently or on purpose would grab places they shouldn't grab.
Yeah.
And so they...
Well, we went to one in Illinois last year. It was a haunted old asylum. And they did still, like, they would come up and grab your shoulders, or they'd like breathe on your neck, and that just put me over. Yeah, it might be state by state or region by region.
They don't do it in a lot of places now is because people react and hit them back.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
the other thing. So they're okay. So the rule is we won't touch you if you don't touch us.
That's a fair rule. Guys, Lee will be back on Monday. We have some people asking about Lee. He's just enjoying some time with the fam. He'll be back on Monday. Yeah. It's crazy. And then is it Spooky World? That's not a thing anymore, but it used to be a thing in Massachusetts. I think the guy who like started it ended up passing away, and the family didn't want to continue
expensive,
it.
I remember, even like when I was younger.
Yeah.
It was like $50 to go to Spooky World.
Yeah.
So my parents were like, no, we're going to go to this other one instead.
Yeah, it was expensive. That was a good. So what's it today? Oh, I saw this. I'm glad you have this. Yeah. Okay, good.
Isaac, do we have the other one as well? Cool.
Good. I saw this earlier today. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy.
Somebody built their house well. One in the middle.
Oh, there's one standing, huh?
So when I thought we were going to build a new house, a new construction house, I was reading this book from a builder.
Yeah.
And he walked you through the whole process. And one of the things he was obsessed with was spending the money for steel studding. He's like, it's 20% more. Builders will tell you not to do it, but it is so much better than like just timber framing.
Interesting. What about brick?
Well, yeah, brick is obviously very helpful too.
Yeah.
But you don't do a coastal home in brick though. That's the problem. It just doesn't look right.
Yeah. Fair point. What about stucco? Stucco's got to be sturdy.
Usually
or is that just
underneath it is like a
is it something else?
Cement type product. Yeah. Yeah. Basically, timber framing is like it's pretty vulnerable. It's siding sheathing, and then 2x6s.
Well, there's that house that's like down over on York Street that looks like just a shell right now.
Yeah, it's all sheathing and exposed. All right, today's Brain Drops. Check out this amazing before and after from Mexico Beach here with Michael. So there's the before, obviously, and then we wipe away, and there's the after. And we were saying, the buildings that are standing likely a different type of construction than the rest of them. And some of them shielded each other, I think, from the wind and whatnot, but still just devastating there. In the meantime, this is a little bit more fun. Our next tweet here, National Weather Service, Gray, Maine. Right now, temperatures in Portland have stayed above 40 degrees through the entire time since May 19th. Now the longest run in history, in record at least. And look at the other years, 2007, 2002, 2006, 2016. Records began in 1940. We might break this streak tonight if we get to 39 degrees. 145 days since we've been below 40 though.
Wow, that's a good streak.
Yeah.
All right.
News
at Maine at 5:30 starts now. Sweet. Bye, guys. And can I bug you for an IFB battery?